Guys, I put the three of you on the same video. Hopefully we can all learn from each other and learn together. Toria, right here, we start with you. And first thing is your glove right there. You know, we really want that target facing to the pitcher. A good target for them to look. You've got your knees really bent, your butt down. You know, that's okay. But if you had it a little more up, it would be all right. Here you can see that knees together is the proper way to set up. So we want to try to have our knees together, and we want to catch the ball one hand out front. Then we want to get the hands to the ear as quickly as possible, staying low. Get that shoulder to target. Keep that elbow and hand up, and then let that high elbow lead you down the target line to where we're throwing to first, third, second. Toria, right here, you caught the ball, two hands, and so you're still down in a crouched position. We want to catch that ball out in front of us so that we can go from extension to getting it right back to hands behind our ear. And so now you've got to come all the way across your body to get your hands, and they're low. See how low you are compared to her, and see how low she's staying as she's transitioning to shoulder to target. So we got to be quick to get our hands to ear, shoulder to target. Keep that elbow up, that front elbow. And we'll see, I've got a catcher right here to do the same thing. And he's got his weight back. So we do our hands, we got to get our hands back to get our weight back. You've got a lot of weight forward, Toria, so you're losing a lot of momentum and push off that back foot. And we call this a knee slam. When we go from that weight back, we want to slam that knee forward. We want to be driving forward, getting all our energy going to second base, and then really whip and get our body going down the target line. And you can see when he finishes right here, there's a little resistance on the front foot. And you see how upright you are right there. Not a lot of push off that back foot. All your weight's on the front foot. So we really want to push off that back foot and then really get a good follow through. And you can see the angle that his body maintains, a little resistance on the front. He's really got his body through, and you can see you're straight up and down upright. We got to go low and then explode down the target line. And now here's a couple of catches just in slow motion, and see all these things that we're trying to learn. Two hands. Our hands are not high enough and back enough, and our weight is forward instead of back, driving forward. And so there's more in you. I mean, you can have a much quicker throw down, and it'll keep the ball low if we stay low also. We'll hopefully not be throwing it into the outfield. Natalie, you're set up right here. You've got a nice glove to target, but your knees are far apart. There again, we want to keep our knees together. Knees together. And then catching the ball out front. You know, extend our arm down through there and catch that ball extended. Hands to ear as quickly as we can possibly get there. And then we're shoulder to target. I love her high elbow, and then her high elbow is going to lead to the target. So here you are, your weight is back, but look how low that your hands are going to be. And her knees are together where your knees are apart. So let's get your knees together. And then don't catch the ball close to our body right here. Let's catch the ball extending out in front of us. Then see how low your hands come all the way around. You lose a lot of time. Now you do have good weight back, but right here we got to get our hands back as quickly as possible. We want to stay low. We want to get that elbow up, shoulder to the target, and then let that elbow drive and lead us down the target to where we're trying to throw the ball. So your hands are too low, and that's too long a circle, but you do have good weight back, and you push through, but you stop right here instead of just really driving and letting all your energy go down the throwing line. Watch his knee slam again. Now I wish his elbow was up higher right here, But his knee slam as he transitions, and then that body turns and torques and puts a lot of snap on the ball. And then he's going to get a lot of good follow through right here at the end. Everything he's got's going down that target line. And he's remained low, and you're way up in the air. Look how low he stays and snaps and drives down that target line, and you can see the bend that he has in his back. And you can see how you're straight up and down, similar to Toria and similar to Sarah. And so here's a couple in slow motion. Really look at how you catch, and then how your hands, how low and how big an arm circle you make. And then by being that high, I would imagine that you throw a lot of balls over the person that you're trying to throw to. If you've historically thrown a lot of balls in the outfield, it would be because you're so high right there and you're tall anyway. Sarah, look how Sarah doesn't have her knees bent. Her butt's more up. That's a great position. But there again, her knees are out instead of having her knees together. So once again, we want to make sure that we've got our knees together. And we want to catch the ball out in front with one hand. And then hands to the ear as quickly as possible. Shoulder to target, high elbow. And then let that high elbow lead to the target. And so here you are at setup. Make sure you're catching the ball. Make sure that we catch the ball extended out front. Try to catch it with one hand, but I'm not going to complain with two. It's just a safety thing. And then really drive those hands up to get them behind your ear as quickly as possible. And you see you got low hands, and you actually are trying to push from the back, but look how much knee slam this catcher has and how much energy is going down that target line. That back knee slams forward, and now all the energy that person has, and they're trying to stay somewhat low, and then all that energy is driving down the target line. And we see how straight up and down you are. He's slammed that back knee and driving down the line. And we'll show that bend that he has in his back. He's resisted on that front foot and really got his body driving, and you're straight up and down right here. And so here's a couple of your in slow motion. Let's see you catch it. We want to be one hand extended. That's one hand. See how low our hands are. We got to get both those hands back and see how we're straight up and down. We want to stay low, and we have got to drive down the target line. Drive down that target line. Don't stop right there. All three of you have got a whole lot more. And so just what we've learned right here is let's have our knees together at setup if we can. Let's try to get where we're catching the ball out in front of us, extended. Let's try to use one hand to protect our other hand. But now we may use two hands. We'll just see how it goes. Then we got to whip those hands behind us. We got to get that shoulder up. We got to stay low. And then we got to let that elbow drive us down the target line. So a few things that we can work on and make us a lot quicker to the bases and make our throws low enough that we can have confidence to throw to any base.